Okay. It said that I'm live, so I'm live. What's going on, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Hollywood After Dark. November 1st, 2019. Yesterday was Halloween, All Hallows Eve. I opted out of streaming last night, although it was requested of me to dive in to talk about the happenings of the day. And I kind of feel like there's always a lot going on most days. Not today. Today was a very slow news day. I mean, Ant-Man 3 confirmed, right? That was a big thing. HBO talked about, what was it? They brought up the whole thing with Game of Thrones. They finally acknowledged the Game of Thrones prequel that was canceled, which I have to admit, was a little bit surprised when they're like, yo, we have Naomi Watts in this Game of Thrones prequel show and a story co-created by not only George Double R. Martin, but Jane Goldman, who worked with Matthew Vaughn on Kick-Ass, Stardust, and a bunch of other movies. Kind of weird that they passed without giving any other information, any other explanation, any other staying than just we've moved on from it. I guess it must have been bad. It must have been real bad. It must have been like, oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. And then to come out at the same time and say, no, we are doing also a Targaryen show 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones. And that to me is super fascinating because to me that says that they realize that there's some shit going on. There's some problems happening with Game of Thrones, perhaps. So let's see here. We've got some people that are coming on in. We've also got my boy. What up, Nerd Report?
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, let's lower that down. Not too much, man. Just enjoying being home because it's cold as balls outside. Living in the Northwest. You always go, it's so hot, Los Angeles. Oh my God, it's so hot.
I'm wearing a sweater.
Oh, so it's not that hot.
No, and the city's burning. Like you could smell smoke. There's like 4 fires today. It's bad.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true. I keep forgetting that there's the fires going on down there. Like I watch the news and I see the fires. Like I see them talking about it. But then I have to stop and go like, man, I'm glad that's not me. And I feel bad saying that, but at the same time,
Yeah.
No, I'm okay saying it because I've lived through 2 of them. I lived through the 03 and the 07 fire. And it's only gotten worse. Not so much in San Diego, but LA has just been getting hit.
Yeah, my sinuses are killing me.
So cocaine. I hear cocaine helps with your sinuses. So
I'm not gonna
perhaps try some cocaine. I mean, it's nature's candy. It's nature's candy.
I heard that's popular among other YouTubers, but not me.
Oh, do tell. Who
No.
among us?
No. I don't play that game.
The devil's dust. Who among us likes to partake in cocaine? Because I can't think of another name for it. The devil's dust. Where did that even come? I don't even know where that came from.
I never heard of that until I met you.
And
is that what you guys used to call it when you?
You're older than me. What are you talking about?
What does that have to do with it? That just means I'm cooler.
Because you know what it's like.
Oh, the 80s.
To live during the crack cocaine period of Los Angeles.
Dude, I was a little kid, dude.
Yeah, I was doing crack cocaine.
That was in LA, man. Every movie was about that. Scarface.
The 80s were great, glorious time.
Yeah.
100%. So, Mr. Access Media, because that's what you are. I should but I can't change your name. I'd love to be able to change your name. Right? I'd love to be able to like
change my name. You never invented that name.
Hold on.
You don't use that name. Something up.
There we go. So, want to make sure that the audience knows who we're talking with.
Nerd Report, man. Nerd Report.
That's right. Mr. Access Media. That's what he goes by. That's what he tells me all the time when we talk off air. So I was like, you dress me as Mr. Access Media. I just want that to be known.
What I usually do is I grab all the free stuff and then I tell them their movie sucked.
You do that. Yeah, you do.
I have done that. Well, the key is to use nice words, constructive criticism.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. What's the hot goss? What's the news around town? What is it you've been hearing? Because today's a bit of a slower day. Not much happening.
About anything? Well, there's that Benioff and Wise thing about Star Wars, letting everybody's coming out with their own theories. You got one side of well, especially our side, the fans, because Access Media doesn't know. Sorry, but
They don't
you know,
know
we
nothing.
we've been wanting. Well, not you, not me. Maybe I don't know. I don't even watch Game of Thrones, but a lot of people were, "Oh, we want these guys out. We want these guys out. We want these guys out." Well, you got to remember when they were hired, they were on top of the world. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. They were,
Okay, so Kathleen Kennedy went ahead and got the best what the nerds, me, I'm a proud nerd, wanted, right? She probably
Yeah.
looked on the internet and goes, okay, these guys are hot, whatever. Game of Thrones hot. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, let's get these guys. And then, you know, they ended up not doing a satisfactory eighth season or whatever. I mean, you liked it. I didn't see it. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. A lot of people out there, they go, there's no way you could enjoy Game of Thrones season 8. I'm like, no, I did immensely, actually. I have issues with the finale. And I think at one point I audibly said, audibly said, "Oh fuck you," when like the thing at the end happened, and because there was one line of dialogue from a character that was so out of place. It was so out of place, you know, and it just made you. But it also kind of like turns the time. It makes you. I mean, because no one like really stopped to question the. Do you care?
Who, me?
Yeah, you don't care. I'm gonna tell
About
you.
spoilers?
Yeah, you don't care. I mean, people here
Well,
may
but
not
we
have
got-
seen
we
Game of
got
Thrones, so I
people
don't.
here. Maybe
yeah,
one
there's
day, one day.
Yeah,
But
I don't want to say
let me finish my thought though.
no.
Well, we had the thing.
Yeah,
Well,
Mr.
you know,
Access Media talk. Come on.
Well, yeah, you asked me what's going on, and that's what's
Yeah.
going on.
Okay.
Kathleen Kennedy, in my opinion, tried to get what she thought we wanted, and now it's not what we wanted. And then now all of a sudden, you get the people that hated those guys asking for them to get fired, calling them the best thing since sliced bread. So it's like you can't win.
No, you can't. You really can't because
She can't win.
there's conflicting stories here. There's conflicting stories here across the board.
I think they got canned.
I don't think they got canned. I think they left. I think it was maybe a mutual leaving. They left on mutual thoughts. You know,
Canned.
I don't think they're canned. It's just again, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, it doesn't make like
Well, it's a night. It's Hollywood. It's like, hey, look, you know, we're gonna make it looks better if the studio let the, you know, if they walked away instead of the studio.
no, it totally looks better. But Kathleen Kennedy is not really above like publicly throwing someone under a bus.
But there's been too many times. That's the thing.
Well, this didn't. I'll tell you one thing. This entire situation did nothing but undermine any confidence people might have had in her.
I don't know,
mean-
man. I think she's kind of trying to steer the ship. You got Mandalorian. You got J.J. Abrams is back. I mean, that's something more fans liked. I'm being honest here, people in the comments. I'm not trying to be accessy. As a matter of fact, we get very little Star Wars access.
Yeah, he does. I'll take that down. I thought it was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
I guess people.
No, go ahead. I don't care. Dude, I don't care. I don't care. I just want to, you know, I'm going to be like you, real, man. And people kind of take it. This is just my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
Put it back up, please.
Hold on. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do something else.
Oh,
I'm still. There we go. I'm still near the midnight movie chat. I'm still exploring the features. I love StreamYard so much, but I'm still exploring all the features that they offer. I think based upon the articles that I read, because there was the two. There was the Variety one that was negative to Kathleen Kennedy, and then
Yeah.
there was the Hollywood Reporter one that was more negative towards Dan and Dave. And I think the truth lies somewhere probably in the middle.
that's pretty fair.
I would say like if I had, because there's apparently I was watching a Den of Nerds video earlier today, and he was
That guy's
talking.
pretty good. That guy's
I like
pretty
him.
good.
Yeah, no, we've had conversations. He's a solid dude. I like this Gray Order Jedi thing. It's the Jedi Gray Order he's doing. That's kind of a middle ground for like it's not anti-fandom menace, but it's like a middle ground of like, no, you can be critical, but you can talk about Star Wars. And I want in on it. I told him I went in on it. So I'm definitely
Yeah, but when does it start, dude? Tell him that Star Wars is already.
well, yeah. I think he said he's like, I saw a video where he's like, oh, I'm gonna launch it here pretty soon. And I'm like, well, like fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
was he
talk about
waiting?
this
What,
shit.
what is he waiting for? Episode 60?
I think he might be. I mean, it might be waiting for like the Mandalorian to drop because I was watching Star Wars Explained today, and he was like going over like all the content that came out in October for Star Wars, and there's a lot of content that comes out. People don't realize this. It's not just like Star Wars Resistance, the TV show, or it's not just what else was there? There was like the trailer drop or whatever. It's like fucking like 16 pieces of comics and shit, like 16 comic books. There's like a couple books that drop. Like there is shit coming out constantly. And it's like he kind of goes through a little bit of it here and there, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like some stuff seems kind of cool, but then for like the people who like the ancillary stuff, then yeah, it's like it's nuts how much people, how much stuff there is. I mean, really, it's like I want to dive in, but I kind of feel like I'm so far behind now because all the other stuff that the new canon rebooted 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to watch
hard.
like the YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's hard with Star Wars, man, because I really think I don't know anything about Star Wars. And then I'll start chatting with people who are like Star Wars experts, supposedly, and I'll kind of like one up them on a lot of stuff. So
you quote it all the time.
But man, I just don't.
You quote it. You legitimately quote it all the time.
There's a group called liningup.net, right? You check them out, guys. They're going to line up again. This group has been lining up with for Star Wars, raising money for charity like a month and a half before the films are released, ever since the prequel started, episode 1 in 99. And hang around those guys and gals in a line for a month and a half off and on, not consistently, on Hollywood Boulevard. You realize you don't know jack and poop about Star Wars. So
you can swear here. It's fine.
Okay, you don't know jack. Well, I won't, but you know, Kathy Kennedy's watching. I'm Access Media. So what I'm saying is, like, there's always someone that knows. There's always someone that knows more. So I've never, thought I'm knowledgeable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I hate, and this is going to sound like so egotistical, is like when I'm around people,
Again?
and I always sound egotistical. It's actually, I get that a lot. Someone told me they're like, you're smart and you know movies, and like it comes through because you're a dick. And I'm all like, they're like, people like will have an alternate opinion, and you're like, no, you're wrong. And you have to understand that comes from years of like being the dude people call at 4 a.m. when they're having a debate over movies, drunk as shit, before Internet Movie Database was a thing, or people who use the internet. And they'd call me and they'd be like, who's in this fucking movie, man? So it was like I was that guy, and then I just kind of like have an attitude, I guess. And that's fine. I try to work on it. I really do in my videos. I try to actually like rein that back a little bit sometimes if I'm trying to like nail a point home and I know that I'm right. And then like I'm like I gotta pull it back. I gotta pull out.
Pull out.
Just gotta pull out.
Oh, the Zarlak pit.
Yeah, and then make a map of Hawaii on his teeth. Anyway, no, I love anyone who watches. It's great. Let's see here. I probably should put my glasses back on. I took them off to rub my eyes and like, let's keep them off.
My eyes are killing me, guys. I can't even read the chat with all my sinuses, but I hope I'm doing all right for you guys.
Yeah, you're doing fine. You sound great. You sound good.
Thank you.
So anyway, like I said, today, not a lot really going on. I mean, Star Wars is the big one. It's a big story. It's a huge story. So I'm looking through the Star Wars. I put this on right now. I'm looking through the Star Wars.
Oh my God, Clark Kent.
I have fucked up. So, here we go. I just want to bring this up here. Roman numerals, eggplant emoji. Here we go.
Is he talking about me?
He is talking about you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How you doing, Roman numerals? You said you wanted me on, so I just.
Yeah, I thought you wanted him on. Anyway. Let's see here. Then that sucks. Once you take that off, it goes back. But no, there's okay, let me see, where the hell were we? I'm trying to find the leaks that came out of a Patreon from a woman who covers Game of Thrones. And
you're talking about the one insides where like they blame the toxic fandom or whatever?
No, it's not so much that. It's the one where they talk about Benioff and Weiss like and not showing up on set for Star Wars, or not Star Wars, not showing up on set for like Game of Thrones for like the final fight. But the thing is, they were cast. I want to look this up.
Does she have access to that? Do you think like was she legit, or was it just
well,
she's from Variety?
I got it. Yes, I can't find it. Like I know.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay,
You
so
can
here's the thing. Here's
paraphrase
the
it.
thing. Game of Thrones has finished filming in July of 2018, right? So if they were hired in February, they would have been balls deep in production on the stuff. They would have been balls deep on everything. So there's like the speculation there that like they apparently didn't show up on set more than like one time a week or something, and they were only really there to like this is for like the long night battle or the battle for Winterfell. I forget what the episode's called. But it was a 55-day night shoot, right? It was a 55-day night shoot. And that's the thing, like that was the whole rumor is that they said that. So I'm like trying to figure that out because if they wrapped filming on the 7th of July, that means they would have been probably getting ready to direct the final episode, which they both wrote and directed. So, you know, again, there's a lot of
There's stuff that goes on behind closed doors that we don't know.
well, but I mean, it's like you can still kind of like go and like look at other examples, and that's what I don't get about a lot of people who comment on movies in Hollywood, and they treat it very like singularly, like everything happens in its own little bubble, without like looking at the grander abstract of the industry and like what trends might be, or just what the norm is, or what has come before. And as a result of that, I think it does bring a fair amount of issues.
Yeah, I think the rule of thumb is go after the money, and if there was more money in Netflix,
Oh, there was way more money in
that's
Netflix,
a big
man.
issue. That's
Yeah,
a big issue.
there's way more money in that. There's just like uh so much
So
damn
what are
money.
they doing for Netflix? Do we know?
Right now, the answer to that is we don't know. They are hired on to create and produce and distribute, or not distribute, but just get done. Multitude slates, right? They have 5-year contracts, so it's going to be either movies or TV shows. That's what it's going to be. And so there was a lot there that like they could, and I don't know if it's going to be adapting other things Netflix has, right? Or like finding other novel series and like optioning the rights to that and then adapting it. Now, part of me thinks that is what's going to happen. And the reason why I say that is because of Amazon. A lot of people are looking at Disney Plus versus Netflix, and that's going to be a big one. Don't get me wrong, that's going to be a huge one. But there's also Amazon to contend with, and not a lot of people are talking about what Amazon's doing right now, which they should be, because not only do you've got like good shows that they already have, like Marvelous Miss Maisel, The Boys, for example. Did you ever finish that?
No, I haven't.
Sorry, it's been out since July.
I'm on it. I do a minute a day.
You'd still be done. It's
a week.
Yeah, that'd be more like it. But no, it's like The Boys is fantastic and you should see it. But The Boys was actually a massive success for Amazon, like a massive, massive success.
Yeah.
It moved comics, like it moved the omnibus, whatever it's called, like a ton of those. So you've got that.
Of course,
You've got,
Sony. It's Sony Pictures. They're the best.
Sony TV. Sony TV did it. And so yeah, I mean that was the thing. Like when they were like arguing over the Spider-Man thing, and Tony Vincent Quer is like, well, we do other, like we do like The Boys, and The Boys was really good. Not necessarily the same thing there, homie, but okay, fine. And so you've got like all that, but Amazon, man, you know what they're shooting right now? Dark Tower. They're shooting Dark Tower, the series. They're adapting that. Now, the thing with that, and this goes back a long time ago when Ron Howard was attached to the project. You know what their original plan was going to be? And this is wild. I would love to have seen them pull it off. They were going to do a movie, and then the movie was going to come out like in June or July or something, right? That was going to be the movie coming out. And then in September, the TV show was going to drop. Now, the movie would have been book 1. The TV show would have been book 2. Season ends. Then they show you movie 3. So they have another movie, TV show, movie, TV show, movie, TV show until they get through the entirety of the series.
Dope.
It was an interesting concept. I mean, I really do think that it would have ultimately failed towards the end. And I say that because people would have felt like they got screwed over, that like the certain plot points got left out. And just kind of and to touch upon that in regards to, let's say, Game of Thrones, like one of the things that Dan and Dave said in that Austin Film Festival panel was that they ran out of material, which is true. They did. So even though George R. R. Martin says there could have been 10 seasons on this shit, 10 seasons they could have done. That's the writer saying this, my story could be stretched out to 10 seasons. But how many characters in the story aren't even in the show? How many characters have been combined for the show? Or how many plot lines have been adapted to fit the show? Dan and Dave were given this task of adapting a storyline with multiple characters that kept growing and each had their own arcs and whatnot to like adapt it into some kind of linear TV experience. Because this is where we get on this. And I think this is something that a lot of people don't really pay attention to, is that like when you're doing the adaptations, you're never going from point A to point B. You know, you're never going to find a point A to point B adaptation of a book, a movie, or a game, or whatever it is, because some things just do not thematically line up in that particular fashion, right?
Yeah, but are the show creators allowed to some creative? You know, are they allowed to like fill in stories? I mean,
yeah.
How difficult would it have been for them to like go ahead and make stuff up?
I don't know if it would have been like super
to fill in the stuff. They
had to. I mean, like they wrote it, like they wrote certain things. Like there's a character named Rose that was a prostitute that was in season 1 through 3, I think, and she was a new character. And she died in a pretty horrible way, I have to say. And then, you know, there was articles of people that were mad that she died in the way that she died, because they were like, because of the way she died was so bad. They thought that it was extremely sexist. I thought that was kind of interesting.
What is the deal with Rian Johnson?
What with his movie, with his trilogy?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing right now. So I mean, here, okay, let's look at it like this. Let's really kind of look at it in what we could maybe glean from everything. If you believe the idea that Kathleen Kennedy fired Dan and Dave in May, right? This is what they're saying. They were fired back in May after the Star Wars summit, right? Apparently, this is also after Bob Iger had announced the release dates. None of that makes any sense to me, because Iger calls the shots for that. So he called the shots. He knew who it was. He named them by name. If they would have fired them already, they wouldn't have said it like that. They just wouldn't. There'd be no reason to. And that is unless they were trying to hype up Galaxy's Edge, which maybe I'll give them that one. However, wouldn't their next choice to go to Rian Johnson? Wouldn't the next choice be to go to him and say, all right, dude, like you're up, do it. It's time to go to town. Wake up, big boy. You know, they would do that. And because Kathleen Kennedy's good friends with Rian Johnson, she's essentially protected him up until this point. So why wouldn't she just go to bat and say, let's just give him the 2022 release date?
Maybe Knives Out. Knives Out's going to maybe change everyone's mind.
Maybe.
Gets an Oscar nomination and then
perhaps
announce a trilogy.
Maybe. And I mean, that would make sense. That would make sense.
We don't know exactly how big the fan negativity is towards The Last Jedi. Really, we don't really know that. I mean, we hear a lot of people talking about it, but that's our community, our internet space.
Oh, well, I know I experienced that out in the real world too.
Yeah,
outside of LA.
They don't particularly say Rian Johnson. They just say they're not into Star Wars anymore. That's what I'm getting.
I don't get that at all.
They name Rian Johnson by name.
I'll sit there. Well, they don't say Rian Johnson. They say The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So I'll be like,
bring him back.
So I'll be like, well, no. Then everyone will be like, you know,
the guy,
the writer director of the Star Wars, The Last Jedi. Is like that's going to get around.
But they're using that in the trailers for Knives Out.
Yeah, but Knives Out, it's going to be appealing to a different audience. They want to appeal to the people who
they're not Star Wars fans.
Well, they're not. Well, I mean, there are Star Wars fans who enjoy The Last Jedi, and you know, I mean, from what's been explained to me, and like, I listened to somebody defend The Last Jedi the other day, and they defended it in a way that I could see what they were talking about, And then like they had said that they were anti The Last Jedi, then they had kind of come to this conclusion. They watched it again and they began to find themselves like enjoying it a lot more. And then I don't know if I'm just like so jaded on that movie after these 2 years where I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to give it the benefit of the doubt because I know that there's elements in there that are good. There are good elements in The Last Jedi. But it's like it just when it derails itself, it throws itself off a cliff and it's so hard to get back on track. Like if somebody wanted to edit that movie but edit Canto Bite out, that would just be fantastic. Do that. Just do that. And also reverse the fade slider on Luke. That's all you had to do. You know, I said this the other night. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. And when Luke's sitting on that rock on Octu, which by the way is actually a gif of that is what is behind me right now. You can kind of see the cape flapping in the wind. I don't know how I could bring it up total. But it's,
what's the fight choreography between Luke and Kylo Ren was bad as well.
Yeah, well, that was like because there was no choreography. It's like, okay, you're just gonna run at him and you're gonna swing real fucking hard.
Well, yeah, the way
but he's not gonna be there.
What the hell?
But I mean, I think that there's that's a bit of it where you've got good elements, but again, just like the final product just leaves this like nasty taste in your mouth. So a lot of people are gonna probably look at that and go, "No, I'm good. Like I'm fine." But the whodunit though, again, it's more of like the artsy fartsy whodunit crowd are gonna try to. That's the audience for fucking whodunit for Knives Out. Now, am I gonna go see Knives Out? Yeah, I am. Because for one, I kind of want to see if I'm right for who I think the killer is. Because I've like watched the trailers and stuff.
Make a guess.
I think the killer is. It's not. I think it's Chris Evans. So that's kind of what I thought.
I don't think there's a killer.
You don't think there's a killer? You think it's going to be an accident? You think
it's going to be like either there's not one killer. It's maybe a few of them.
Oh, what, like in fucking Clue? Like the final?
Yeah,
like
it's going to be a few of them or no killer at all.
The final special ending on Clue there was like multiple killers? I think so, right? There was like people killed. Yeah, Clue. The thing is that's the thing with Knives Out. It feels like Clue. It does. It feels like Clue, but minus the how do I want to say, like minus the heart of Clue. You know, I mean, it's got all the big name actors, right? So I mean, look at Clue. Christopher Lloyd, Tim Curry, Colleen Camp, Martin Mull.
Man, Tim Curry.
Yeah. Who else is in that movie? Madeline Kahn is in it. Who is the Michael McKean? That was the inspector.
I remember there was a board game as well. Remember that?
Well, yeah, but we're talking about the movie, not the board game.
Yeah, but the board game had the same actors.
Oh, they must have released a version. They've released multiple versions of.
Yeah,
Clue.
remember.
I think there's even like Simpsons Clue. So
there's Matt Jarbo Clue.
That would be kind of funny. It'd just be nothing but boulders.
Oh my god.
So there'd be. So there's that, but but this movie's like that. Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon, Daniel Craig, Lancaster Stanfield.
So maybe that's the thing. They want to get that Oscar nomination and then turn around and go, oh, by the way, the next 3 Star Wars movies, or there's going to be more movies by them. Who knows?
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know if there could be. I mean, like, why would they? I mean, I think at this point, Iger is fully aware of what's going on. And Gridania here says Leslie Ann Warren was included. That's right. She was Scarlet. Miss Scarlet. That's right. Again, Clue is one of my like all-time favorite movies. That movie's so good.
You go. You're gonna watch Knives Out and you're gonna go, man, Rian Johnson, dude, the next Star Wars.
Well, I know. I could go and see Knives Out and come out and go, okay, like it was good. It was good. Do I think is it going to make up for The Last Jedi? The answer to that is 100% no. Not at all. Not in the slightest. But then again, The Rise of Skywalker could potentially make up for The Last Jedi. Because, and this is a question even for you guys in the audience. Do you think and press 1 for yes, 2 for no. Could The Rise of Skywalker, in any conceivable sense, make up for The Last Jedi? It is a very, very peculiar question. And I think you guys are going to, I already kind of know what a lot of you guys are going to say. Yeah, I see you. So, let's see. Inhuman Quake here says, maybe Ryan Johnson go to Disney Plus on Star Wars. I don't think so. I don't think, a lot of people say no. Oh, Shidoko is given a 1.5. Potentially. Okay, man. I appreciate the honesty on that one. I mean, there's gonna be a lot there. The movie has a lot to pull off. It has a lot to do. But I'm telling you, if they find a way to make it crowd pleasing, right? If they find a way to make it interesting and entertaining, and like at the end, when you walk out and you're like, yeah, okay, I had fun. Like, okay, I'm okay. I think there are many people out there that are gonna walk away going like, I'm satisfied enough. That's not what you want. You don't want it to be satisfied enough. You want it to be, I'm blown away. Best movie ever. But that's not
it's
gonna happen.
gonna be hard. I left The Force Awakens happy, and then I was annoyed. Then I started hearing people saying they didn't like it. I was shocked.
Yeah, man. I walked out of Force Awakens, and I'll be honest here. I walked out of Force Awakens, and I was living in Portland at the time. I didn't have a car, and my girlfriend and I were walking to the bus stop to catch the bus to go home. And she's talking to me. She's like, "So how'd you like the movie?" And I looked at her, and I just started crying. Because I'm like, oh, they killed Han Solo. But no, I really did. I had tears. They hit me, man. It hit me hard. It's like watching your heroes die, you know? And that's
Did she like it? Did she like it?
Oh, she, actually after watching The Force Awakens, she suggested we go out and we buy the Blu-ray set of Star Wars. Because I didn't have that yet. So I bought the prequels. I bought the original trilogy. She bought the prequels. And then she had her work had a week-long furlough. So she had a whole week off of work. So we just like sat home and we watched all the Star Wars movies. Because she hadn't seen them. And she'd seen them like off and on, and she really, really liked them. So it's like, people, I think I really like The Force Awakens.
What we need to do, Matt, is have a special show just for Star Wars. Like we were planning a long time ago. Because every time we try to do these movie talks, it always goes back to Star Wars. I think even the fans and the followers want something like that, where we like just Star Wars all the time, like for an hour. What do you think?
Oh yeah, well remember I tried that.
Yeah, but we need to do it now that our resources are a little better. We
yeah.
We could bounce off each other a little better.
I wonder if I still have that backdrop. I should still have that backdrop somewhere. Let me see if I could find it. Because I tried that. Remember, I was trying to do the dueling sabers. That was the name of the podcast. I did one episode.
We also had the channel, what's it called?
Club Obi-Wan. Yeah, we should do that. We should
Club Obi-Wan. Does anyone know what that means? Because I always wonder, do people actually know what that means? What's that from? So Matt, switching the subject a little bit, how's Terminator doing on the box office?
I know it's going to open lower than expected.
Ouch.
According to what I was reading, but then again, it's like I saw an article today that said something on the lines of like, what was it? It said, Terminator Dark Fate is going to open lower than Salvation. And I'm like, Salvation came out 10 years ago because it opened May of 2009. And it was, again, that was 6 years after the events of Terminator 3. And it was starring Christian Bale 1 year after The Dark Knight, when he was at the height of his career. So yeah, people were going to go see it. Too bad McG turned in a movie that was not very good. He turned
into McMovie.
He did turn into McMovie. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of, I want to see it. I'm hearing, I guess, mixed things, but
it's a good popcorn flick. Very good.
Yeah.
Did you see Jessica Chastain's Halloween costume?
I did not.
Google that, and if you could put it up.
All right, let me see here.
I think it's hot. Do you guys know what she dressed up as in the chat?
I don't think they. I don't know. Maybe they do. Oops, wrong one.
Oh, you went totally dark.
Yeah, I know. I'm. There we go. Okay, Jessica Chastain.
Now, Jessica Chastain is one of the prettiest women in Hollywood, I think, right now.
Don't tell that to Grace Randolph. She is not a fan.
Oh yeah, that was the joke. Why not? Why does she like her?
She won as she won. Oh, she won as the Joker.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix's.
Do we have an up close shot of that?
It's on her Twitter.
Okay, take a look at her Twitter then. Jessica Chastain Twitter. Okay. Oh shit! All right, let's take a look.
Pretty
here.
cool, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Chrome tab. Okay. There we go.
What do you guys think in the chat? Still hot.
What's funny is this is coming off of my second monitor, so it's like actually holding it like it's the aspect ratio of that. But that's
She should have been Harley Quinn. Look.
I mean, that is remarkably attractive. I will definitely say that.
For real? She still looks hot, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. That's and I don't say that very often out loud, but that's pretty good. That's
You said that out loud when you talked to me.
shh. It's off the air, motherfucker.
She also said that Joaquin Phoenix's performance was off the charts. She really liked it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a very good costume. And that must have been one of the more popular costumes.
Yeah, I didn't go out, but
I did. I took my kids out trick or
I
treating.
saw that. I saw that. It looks like fun.
Yeah. Well, I have like a 2-year-old. Or well, she's like 23 months. And so it was her first time trick or treating. And because last year because where I live, it rains a lot. And so it was raining last Halloween. So we went to the mall, and all they do is put you in a line and walk you around the mall. That's it. It's one of the most depressing goddamn things I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It's big for kids though.
I don't get it one damn bit. And so I don't know. I mean, yesterday it was nice. That was a very, very pretty day.
Yeah.
Went downtown, downtown where all the crackheads are, because there are a lot of them.
Is it bad there?
It's good. Yeah. I mean, like, they knew, like, there's a bunch of people there who saw kids in costumes trick or treating, because they were like the local like radio station like worked with like 75 businesses to establish this kind of like big trick or treat event downtown. So like there was like a 6-block radius, and you could like go to multiple, like up to 75 different places. When you have a 2-year-old like who's walking, she just gets tired and cranky. But we did a couple blocks, and she had a lot of fun. It was really funny. Someone would hand her the candy, or she would take it out of the bin or bag or whatever, and then she would just put it into the little pail we had, or the little bag we had.
Did you dress up?
She dressed up as a hummingbird, but everyone thought she was a dragon because she doesn't like wearing hats. So we had like we could put the hat on her, and so she just hates that. And what we have here apparently is Robo P and Anthony are both saying that Terminator Dark Fate was much better than expected and much better than Genesis.
It's fun. I don't know if it's better than part 3 though. I actually kind of like.
I like part 3. I really liked the ambitiousness of the ending is amazing, in my opinion. The fact that they actually, I think that's me. Hold on.
It was pretty creepy, right? Like the ending.
Yeah. I mean, like the fact that they actually showed Skynet nuking Earth. I mean, that was wild.
No, when they tell you what Skynet is.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, you kind of figure it would have been that anyway.
And it was morbid. Like, you expect them to go in there and like take care of Skynet. And then you hear the music. The music is really good. And then you realize that he's destined to do what he's got to do, and that everyone's going to be killed. Or everyone's getting killed in that moment with the nukes.
Robo P here says that he hates Rise of the Machines, but he liked Salvation.
Well, that's fine.
That's interesting. I mean, here's the thing. To be honest with you, I've enjoyed all of the movies, including Genesis, because when I went to go see Genesis, I went in blind. I hadn't seen any trailers, so I hadn't seen any of that. I didn't know about the twist, and then I was like, that's kind of a dumb twist, but like I kind of see what they're going for here.
I didn't
It
like
was-
the ending. It was obnoxious.
I forget what happens in where
It
he
just-
gets upgraded, where he dies
Yeah,
and
and
he gets
there's like
upgraded.
a bunch of them in the monitor, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. But oh, Pops, I thought you were dead. I didn't die. I got upgraded, or whatever the hell it is. I saw that was that was kind of hokey. But then again, I also kind of liked. I also enjoyed Predators. You know, the Rodriguez produced.
I like the first part of it. Oh no! Predator is the Rodriguez one. That was really good, dude.
Yeah, that was low budget too. That was
That was really
low,
good.
That was really low budget. That was another one that I didn't see in theaters, and I didn't see it until it came out on home video, and I never saw a trailer. Like I worked in a movie theater when that movie came out, and we never had a trailer for it.
How weird, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
so
was that
weird.
movie was solid. I mean, that's one of the movies we were talking about earlier that you like and then people didn't like. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, that wasn't that good." Are we talking about the same thing? Walter, what was it? Walter Goggins was in there.
Yeah,
It's pretty good movie. I thought it brought back that old Stan Winston style. A lot of people don't remember Stan Winston, huh?
I think people do. I think they know his work more than they know his name. So, I think that's a big thing. And then you've got, I think it's like it's hard to go back. Like I mean, it's people from the '80s. Oh yeah, you and I, we know Stan Winston. So a lot of other people may not.
Actually have his autograph.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shidoko asks, "Are we gonna watch Lady and the Tramp live action on
Yep,
Disney Plus?"
I am.
I'm gonna check it out. I mean, because I have kids, so it's like, why not? But a lot of other offerings on Disney Plus right off the bat just aren't really kind of sticking out to me. I mean, Mandalorian. Oh yeah, salivate over that. But
I think the most attractive thing about Disney Plus for me is the ability to click on an app and just put on, watch so many movies without like having to open up your Blu-ray, looking for your damn Blu-ray and putting into the Xbox or whatever.
and that's why piracy is so effective.
I
mean,
but
it's
get it.
accessibility. I would bet you that a lot of people who pirate are picking up digital copies that are DRM free of content they already own, because they know, like, they want to watch it on any device. They want to download it and they want to watch it on any device. But now you have to have an internet connection. And if you lose an internet connection, you don't get to watch it, even though you've paid for it. Like, for example, I have Red Dead Redemption 2 digital on Xbox, right? And PS4. I have it on both, but like for Xbox predominantly. I lost internet connection one night. I was in the middle of a mission. Whole thing went dead. Couldn't play.
Skynet.
And I'm like, this is a single player offline game. How in the hell am I even remotely having to deal with this shit? And I was so pissed. And it's like, no, it's like, I love digital media because, again, accessibility and all that jazz. But there are so many things about it that are just frustrating as all hell, because you just end up you find yourself in a position where you're like, I would much rather pirate this because of, accessibility, affordability, considering the fact that it's like Warner Brothers now charges $25 for a Blu-ray right off the bat. Marvel charges $23 or $22.99 for a Blu-ray right off the bat. Disney does that with like every movie, and they rarely ever drop in price. I mean, right off the bat, it's already more expensive than it used to be. And if you go back to like 2005, right? It was 2006. Sorry. It was March 2006 is when I noticed this. Remember how you used to get the DVDs and it was like, get the 2-disc special edition, complete with bonus features, right? You'd get that second disc, and that second disc would be dope because
I remember that. Yeah.
Right. Well, it used to just be one price. It used to be $18 for the two disc. And then it would be like maybe $15 for the 1 disc, right? That's decent. You're talking impulse buy, maybe a couple dollars more than impulse buy. and then you go and you watch, then it was I think it was March 2006, because Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire and King Kong both came out on home video, and they both had special editions. And the special editions, the 2-disc special edition, was like $22. So they raised it by $4, and I just stopped buying the special editions at that point. I'm like, you go above $20, I can wait 6 months. I can get this edition for a lot cheaper. I can find it used. I can buy it on eBay. I can buy it in other places, and you're not getting any of my money. I would give you that money right now, but you would rather hold off for that extra $4 from someone who wants to buy it, and I'll just buy it cheaper later on, or I'll buy it third party where you get nothing. And that's
how much did a disc cost them?
Yeah, what, 2 cents? You know what I mean? Like you can find cheaper hand jobs in Thailand. It's ridiculous what they put into this kind of stuff. And it's, then you look at like piracy in general, and piracy, like, this big scourge of Hollywood. And I mean, I've gone down Hollywood Boulevard. I've walked into McDonald's. And what I love is, the McDonald's next to the Chinese Theater, right?
Yeah.
Right. I've walked in there before, and there was the security guard in the McDonald's was watching a bootleg copy of a Chris Rock movie that just came out on a little portable DVD player.
They
And
used to do that.
we're like 20 feet away from the Chinese theater, where these films, like that film could have had its premiere for all I know. Right. And it's like, no one cares, like traditionally, it's just, if you're making money, they give a shit. But it's like, like there was Game of Thrones guys where like the producers were just touting around having people pirated Game of Thrones all the way through. Like, did you know like 2 million people pirated Game of Thrones? That was the early seasons.
Do they count that as ratings?
No, they don't count that as ratings, but they use it as a metric. I think, to like look to see the spread, right? So to give you guys an example, this is true. 19.5 million people watched the series finale of Game of Thrones live on HBO Go, right? 19.5 million people. 19.5 million people also pirated the damn show. So think about that. Now, was there some spillover from that? Yeah, 100%. But like, not a lot. Not anything that's not marginal. So I mean, a lot of people pirate. Hollywood's aware of this. So instead of working to restrict region locking and working to make things accessible same day, which happens sometimes and it works out well. But it's like, other movies like Terminator has been open in the UK for over a week now. Right?
I got to be honest with you. I don't pirate. I get everything for free.
Well, yeah, because
they send it to me.
I'm bringing it up
with wine.
There we go.
Yeah, they send everything to me with wine and beverages, and
he's not making that up either.
No,
not the wine. He's making up the wine, but like he'll just randomly like text me like a photo of like a digital code. He's like, hey bro, you want this movie? He's like, you want Dumbo? I'm like, no. He's all like, here's Dumbo, and I'm like,
is that when I met you?
No, you gave me Dumbo a few months ago. The first thing you gave me, this is true,
man.
This is shit for my kids. This is actually really true. We met online first before we met in real
Tinder.
life.
Yeah, on Tinder.
Shh. And so it was actually about a year ago when I was there. Yeah. So I had to go to LA for a YouTube event. I was there for a 2-day YouTube event, and I hit him up and I'm like, hey bro, I'm going to be in Century City. Come by and say hey. So he comes and picks me up. We go get some dinner and stuff, and we're talking at the end of the night. And I just go like, if you ever get any more of those digital codes, I think you gave me like Avengers or something, right? You gave me like Avengers.
I had something on the side of my car.
Yeah, yeah. He just reaches in his side pocket and like hands me like a Lady and the Tramp digital code.
Is that weird?
I thought it was pretty funny because I still have the code. I still have it. It's
you
like I
haven't redeemed it?
No, I think it's expired.
Hopefully it
now.
works.
I'm gonna try it, but it's like it got lost and then I just found it again. But it's like But it's one of it's again, this is kind of how he is. Like he'll just go check out his YouTube channel, check out Nerd Report. You'll find him at the Mandalorian press conference. He was at did you do anything for Frozen?
I did, but it's under embargo, so I'm gonna be releasing that pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be at the John Cena movie doing a screening, so I'll probably post some videos from there, the line and stuff. What was that movie? What was the name? What was the name of the movie? Knives. What is it? Not Knives Out.
Is it Playing with Fire?
Yeah, yeah.
It says like playing with fire. Yeah.
I'm hosting a screening for that. We gave free giveaways, free passes, and we're gonna be in Burbank at the AMC. Looks like a comedy.
So this is the official synopsis. When straight-laced fire superintendent Jake Carson and his elite team of firefighters come to the rescue of three siblings, they quickly realize that no amount of training can prepare them for the most challenging job yet, babysitting. As their lives, jobs, and depot get turned upside down, the three men soon learn that children, much like fires, are wild and unpredictable. You know, I'm just going to say,
Kindergarten
that
Cop.
given the entire situation involving California and fires right now, this is wildly inappropriate. Oh, it's also got John Leguizamo's in it too.
Yeah.
So John Cena, Keegan-Michael Key, and John Leguizamo. All right, you got my interest.
It's probably going to be all right.
Let's see. Tyler Mane is in it.
Tyler Mane?
Tyler Mane is in it.
What is he?
Crazy. He plays a guy named X. Let's see.
Tyler Mane's Sabretooth and an X-Men and Michael Myers.
The first X-Men. Yeah, and he played Michael Myers. Yeah. Well, remember, the first X-Men, it wasn't Liev Schreiber for the so yeah.
Dude's like 9 feet tall.
Let's see. The storyline, according to IMDb, is a crew of rugged firefighters meet their match when attempting to rescue three rambunctious kids. Wow. Hey, it's only an hour and 36 minutes, so that's not that bad. I agree with Curtis here. John Leguizamo, that's a mandatory watch. Yeah, I agree.
Roman numeral doesn't seem to like the idea of the movie.
Let's see here. He says here, anyone here, Apple killing off old iPhones by Sunday at midnight, they won't be able to connect to the internet. I mean, that seems like a...
What?
I don't know. I've heard about that one, but that's the thing. But he also does say here, sounds like a shit show, which it clearly...
Well, not all movies... You know, there's got to be movies like that, right? There can't
there's good and there's bad. There's always good and there's bad.
There's kindergarten, like Kindergarten Cop. I remember when that was released. I was like,
hold on. Lunathir says, I refuse to watch anything shorter than 2 hours. Why?
That's a blessing, man. So sometimes,
like most movies aim to be 90 minutes.
We've thanked directors. I've thanked directors personally for keeping the thing short, knowing when to leave.
Yeah. Unlike, what is it? The Irishman.
That was fine. I didn't feel like that was. Have you seen it yet? No.
How would I see it?
What's out?
It's in some theaters. It's not near me at all. I looked.
It's worth watching in theaters. It's a throwback to Goodfellas and Casino. And I don't think we're gonna get any movies like that anytime soon. Almost 4 hours, but yeah, I was blessed to have seen that.
Yeah, what was it? No, what was it? And again, I'm just going to bring up this Access Media thing here because this is true. So he calls me. He says, "Oh, I'm going to go see Irishman." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Is he going to be like, what are you going to do? He's like, "Oh, it's like, what kind of, is it like just like a red carpet thing or what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I've seen the movie. Then there's like going to be a thing afterward." And I'm like, "Oh, what's the thing afterward?" It's just drinks. It's like, it's whatever. It's dumb. You're in, you're out, you're home. It's so stupid. I don't even want to do it. It's going to be so bad. Right. Then at like, I don't know, fucking midnight, I get a video message from this guy and he's like, "I'm at the fucking Irishman after party, dude. Look at this." And he just like shows me like everything that's there. And it was definitely not just some droll reception.
No. I mean, the
reception
was dope.
Party.
But for that, I go to the movie. I'm more excited about the movie, not the party as much. I mean, despite meeting Al Pacino and everyone, but
Al Pacino just looked weird. I saw photos from that event. He just looked...
Dude, he's what, 80?
Yeah, he's strung out too. It was like Al Pacino was there with his like 40-year-old girlfriend and their 18-year-old daughter, who looks like, I'm like, I really wonder what the daughter of Al Pacino looks like. And then I saw her and I was like, "Oh, okay.
Cute."
I mean, it's like unexpected is a word I'll use. Not good, not bad, just unexpected. Uh, you know, not like who's got like
Hollywood parties are actually like those after parties, after red carpet parties. They're not that great because they end real early. People leave, just come in there and maybe grab.
Well, my former roommate used to tell me he's like he would he was single and he would go out with other people who were single and they would never invite me. I wasn't single, but I'm like I could go party, shit. But he'd always tell me what's going on. He'd go, oh yeah, we went to this like bar, we closed out this bar, then we went to another bar, we closed out that bar.
Hollywood.
Yeah, he's like then we went to another bar. And like that was a hell of a party, man. Like, oh my God, we were there until like this. I didn't get home until after the sun came up. And I'm like,
but
what happened?
But those are not studio parties.
No. Those are
These
like
are
you're gonna
in Hollywood.
Those are the Hollywood, yeah, the nightlife.
Yeah,
that shit.
Yeah, those are different.
Yeah, those are crazy.
I'm talking about studio parties. They end at 10.
Yeah, well, when I was at this is like when I was at the YouTube event when I was there a year ago, they had like this reception. Both nights I was there. And so like the first night was like, oh, it's like this barbecue outside. They had drinks and they cater everything. It's insane. And then it was like, but it was over in like an hour. Get a couple of drinks and they gave us a backpack, which I still have the backpack. And then the next night was like more of a cocktail thing. They had some food, but it was like more like, hey, we have an open bar, go get fucked up. And then I had like I think I had until 5 o'clock in the morning to kill because I had only booked my Airbnb for one night. I just stayed up all night in LA. Ended up at a friend's house on Sunset.
Sounds like a story.
Nah, well, I mean, he got drunk. We both got drunk, waiting, just killing time in a bar. And then he spilled an entire pint of Guinness on my lap. And so I keep in mind, I'd flown to LA for 2 days. So I brought like just one change of clothes. I didn't even bring a change.
Yeah, I remember.
And so I had to go back to his house and like, I'm like, I smell like Guinness, just nothing but pure Guinness. And I'm like, let me change. And I put on like my gym shorts, and I had like these like thick socks because I had to fly back to the Northwest. So then I go to the airport and I've just got like this Spider-Man hoodie on and like gym shorts and like pulled up socks, or like I think they might have bunched them down. I looked like a hot fucking mess. And I'm just like, let me get the hell out of Los Angeles. I'm just gonna go home and
sweet home.
Forget this ever happened. So I mean, like I miss I don't really miss the LA scene in regards to like the craziness from like the parties, and the traffic. Use the traffic.
Traffic sucks. And this week, like 25 fires.
Yeah, a lot of fires. You know,
sucks.
And it's not the good kind of fires. Like someone's career is on fire. Like, ooh, that's I mean, but then again, it's like I don't know. It's the first week. It's Halloween. Everyone's been having a good old time. And again, just like not a lot of. I'm just looking through the trades. Anything good? Oh yeah. Okay. What do you think about the Amazing Spider-Man or the Into the Spider-Verse too?
Well, when does it come out?
April 16th, 2022. No, but I did. I don't know if you saw my video on it.
I saw it pop up.
But I said Sony finally got it right because Sony did finally get it right.
You and your anti-Sony stuff, man.
I am, well, yeah, but, and I start the video off.
Let me interview you real quick.
Okay.
All right, Matt, you've done a lot of videos that are kind of like, no matter what Sony does, they're wrong. Is there a reason for that?
Yes.
What is it? Is it Ghostbusters?
That's a big one. I'll tell you what that's a big one. Am I hurt by Ghostbusters? I'm not hurt by Ghostbusters. I'm perturbed by Ghostbusters. I'm annoyed by Ghostbusters.
That was what, 3 years ago?
That was 3 years ago. And then apparently I hold on to a grudge. I hold on to it, Lewis.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. No. I'll tell you, here's the thing. It's, you know me well enough to know that I don't really like dislike many movies. We talk about movies all the time. I watch a lot. I don't dislike a lot. So I went when they first announced it was going to be an all-female Ghostbusters. I was like, that's kind of dumb, but okay, we'll see where it goes. And I'm not really against there being a female cast. I'm just against like the rebooting of it. Like, don't reboot it. Just keep going. But then like the trailer came out and people got mad and they started commenting like the internet does. But what pissed me off was the Access Media.
By the way, I was there
You were aware.
when they debuted the trailer. I was at Sony Studios lot,
Oh, really?
and when it said 30 years ago, some scientist or whatever the spiel was.
That was a load of shit, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I was there for that trailer.
Okay, because that was
For the
actually, it was
kickoff.
really funny that line caused a lot of ire.
Well, yeah, we all turned around and go, "Oh shoot, it's related to the old ones." We were happy.
Because they said that, and then they go, "Oh no, but now it's time for a whole new adventure."
Is that what the
Sorry.
trailer said?
The trailer, no, but that's what they were implying. It's like the trailer said 30 years ago when 4 scientists saved the city. And everyone on the internet's like, yeah, but wait, hold on here. Like, Zedmore isn't a scientist. He's the everyman. He's the every Joe. People like him because of that. Like, it's, and then there was an actual vocal argument against that made that day. And then the next day they released the international trailer, and then they changed it to say 30 years ago when 4 friends saved the city. And I was like, well, that's a little bit better. It's still the same dumb trailer.
Yeah, but it's still, it's still calling back to the original.
Yeah, and the original, and then with no connection to the original outside of just ripping off scenes whole cloth. I mean, really, there's so much content in Ghostbusters 2016 that was just ripped off from the original for no other reason than just.
I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. They had some of the original cast in there. There was like
maybe they had all the original cast.
Maybe they didn't want to.
Rick Moranis,
but maybe they didn't want to do it. Maybe those guys didn't want to do it.
No, it wasn't that they didn't want to do it. Like this is what we learned from the Sony hack in 2014. I mean, because you learn a lot. Like, you want to talk inner workings of how a movie. That's a good one. So essentially, it's this, and I'll give you the brief history of it. Right, we learned that Amy Pascal went to Paul Feig 3 separate times to get him to do this movie because she really wanted that pro female empowerment thing. She wanted it, and that's what she was going to do. She was a co-chair of Sony. That was her prerogative, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But that's what she wanted. So she went to him, and Paul Feig turned it down twice. And then the last time he went, fine. And so he sent her a pitch, and the pitch was the movie. Literally beat by beat, that was the movie. So when the Sony leak happened, we got that email. That's how we found all of this out, because the emails are posted on WikiLeaks, and people found them, and they started discussing them. And it sounded bad. But it's kind of like without context, you can't see if it's good or bad, right? Without context, it's like look at this, the Rise of Skywalker leaks. Without context, you don't know. But on paper, it just sounds like crap. Some of that stuff sounds really pretty bad. Right. But then the trailer came out, and no one was really talking about the girls. It just looked not good. So then what you had was the media. And that's what I said before, the Access Media comes out, and they're just like,
not me.
Not you. Yeah, but you're fine. Mrs. Access Media. How about that? And so there was that. And so the media came out, and they're just all like, misogynist trolls are attacking the
That was
Ghostbusters.
Devin Faraci.
That was but he led that damn charge.
They give him a lot of power. I mean, a lot of
back
people
then he
follow.
had it,
Well, he gets all these one-on-ones, and then he gets all this stuff, and look what happens at the end. Like, a lot of people follow these people. I don't know.
He fingered a chick without her consent and lost everything.
Well, people were scared of him. Like,
they were scared. I was so mad at him when I saw him in person. I legitimately,
I don't know what there was scared there to be scared.
You're not scared of him at all. He's nothing. You can watch him get beat up by Joe Swanberg. It's like,
he's like a bootleg. He looked like a bootleg Charles Manson, 4 feet tall.
A little bit. He's lost a lot of weight though. I looked at him recently. He's lost a lot of weight. I mean, like, good for him, Crippling depression will do that to a person. But no, it's like, but there was a lot of that, and a lot of that echo chamber hit. And then, but then the weirdest thing happened. I can understand the Access Media going about it, but then the weirdest thing happened. And the weirdest thing with that was, in fact, that the studio started to also use it. They started to also attack the fan base. When you have like the director saying, "Oh, we're out here ruining people's childhoods." Melissa McCarthy, no yawning. I can't yawn. You can't
Yeah, but
yawn.
I pressed the
That's
mute.
that doesn't matter. I can still see it. You t- so anyway, you had Tom Rothman coming out and making comments about it, right? And this went on for months and 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 months. Okay, like about 4. But it went on for a long time. And then the more you learn about the movie, the more it comes across like a disaster. Ray Parker Jr. comes out and says they didn't even like consult me on this, like on this movie, on this soundtrack, because they released that new Fall Out Boy version. You know, there was like the Fall Out Boy Ghostbusters, like who you get a call, or I think it was like Answer the Call or whatever. Like what the fuck? Ghostbusters Answer the Call was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You know, I mean, and I've watched My Little Pony, and so but it's just that's what they did, and they kept doing it, and they kept hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting, and it was so bad that like you could tell there was no interest in this movie. They were so trying to drum up interest.
I don't think the people that create these films actually go through. They were probably told that people are criticizing the fact of the gender and not because of the storyline.
What it is there are people out there that did. All right.
Yeah.
Like there are. So what they do is they just draw attention. They laser focus that attention to like 4 dudes, right? That are potentially maybe even the same person because they're all anonymous anime avatar motherfuckers. But let me give you a prime example of media doing this, right? Because this actually happened. We got to rewind though, right? 4.5 years. Go back to May 2015. Okay. Yeah. May 2015. Movies coming out that a lot of people are excited for. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Mad Max Fury Road?
I don't like the movie.
Really?
No.
I'm surprised.
But I'm not a Mad Max guy.
Okay.
But I do understand that people love that movie, like a lot, that I know. It was well received.
Yeah. It was very well. It was very well received. Great flick. I liked it, right? And so Luna Theory, 2015, I was 15. Jesus Christ, I'm old. So anyway, leading up to the release of Mad Max Fury Road, you had a big online kerfuffle happening where apparently men's rights activists were calling for a boycott of Mad Max Fury Road because feminism. And the story behind that is because of the whole thing with the girls being held captive and being forced into having babies for Immortan Joe, they consulted with the woman who did the vagina monologues. And she had worked in like Africa with women who had been basically like forced to give birth, like forcibly taken, forcibly assaulted, forcibly impregnated, and then forced to give birth. So she was consulting with them on how to get into that mindset, right? Of how to be that kind of person, that's fine. Like that's all she did. But there were some people out there that were upset about this. They weren't happy about this. They didn't want that at all. And those people were effectively or essentially that is according to Hollywood, it was the men's rights activists. And we have a guy here, MGTOW Outlaw. Yeah. He's like, so I don't know if this is related. It's funny in my opinion, given the context. So anyway, it went everywhere, right? It went everywhere. We're talking about it. Men's rights activists you boycott the movie. I'm at a birthday party. I'm at a fucking birthday party. Dude brings it up, right? Birthday boy brings it up. He's like, hey, what'd you hear about people, men's rights activists trying to, because keep in mind in the general social space, in the social commentary space of societal politics, men's rights activists are seen as just women hating misogynists, when a lot of them aren't. There's valid reasons to talk about men's rights in regards to parental issues, court, family court. I mean, there's a lot of things, right? And so I'm not going to get all that here, but there's a lot of reasons to have those discussions, but they get pushed to the side simply because it's not what society likes. And so anyway, this particular story, like I said, went worldwide. Everyone talking about it. Guess who wrote it?
Who?
Not a men's rights activist. The guy who called for a boycott, and it wasn't men, it was one man. It was a man named Matt Forney. You know what? I'm going to bring up a picture because I want you to see this guy. I want
Why, he looks
you.
like you?
No. If I had hair, if I didn't have hair. Let's see here. Okay, this is Matt Forney.
Oh my God, it's Luke. Oh, sorry.
No, shit. Where's the images? There we go. So this is Matt Forney right here. Right. This is the guy. Kind of see him a little bit. Not necessarily the shining beacon of what you could call the ladies, the ladies man. But he's been around for a while. And the thing is, Matt here is an alt-right guy. He's alt-right. He does a podcast called This Alt-Right Life. He does all this stuff. And he, at the time, was writing for a website called Return of Kings. Return of Kings is a website that is done by a guy named Roosh V. If you know anything about the pickup artist movement online, where mostly incels come from, where a lot of incels end up, I should say, is with
Joker.
Yeah, I guarantee you, no one ever talked about the pickup artist community, which is what breeds a lot of these incels. And so, no, I'm not even joking. So he wrote that you should boycott the movie. One guy on a website for pickup artists that is very misogynistic, that say in their about page that we are not men's rights activists, that we hate men's rights activists. And that narrative, whoosh, around the globe.
Well, people are sick of like one being labeled for one person's actions. You know what I mean? People are.
Yeah, but the media sure as hell does. I mean, look, and I've done it too. I can't sit there and say I've never done it. I've done it too.
Media is losing ground all the time.
Well, they're losing trust. And that's why, I kind of had this internal conversation today about integrity. And, like I said earlier, I might come across like an asshole. I might come across like a stubborn piece of shit sometimes because I'm a very stubborn individual. But I believe in what I'm saying. I believe in the approach that I'm taking. And when I look at content here on YouTube, when I make video content here on YouTube, I do my best to approach it from as truthful of a perspective as I can. And I'm not perfect on that front. I think we've all done a little bit more clicky-baity stuff than we like. But I still try to do that. Yes, James Schultz, integrity. Integrity Farms. Woohoo, $300,000. Anyway. And then I look at some people out there that don't have any integrity. And they have much larger audiences. And it always kind of makes me really question like how a person can be someone like Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity, where lying is what they do, or blatant misrepresentation is what they do. And it really boggles my goddamn mind.
Maybe lying's a point of view, Anakin.
Perhaps.
The truth is a point of view.
Is that a line from the movie?
Well, he says, what did he say? Something is a point of view. Palpatine tells Anakin that.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. That line, that wonderful line of dialogue.
Well, I think it's from the opera scene, I believe.
No, I get it. And there are people there who believe all sorts of things. But like when you look at something and you willfully, knowingly misrepresent it because you want to feed a narrative, is that not something that should be criticized?
Should be criticized.
right? Because I would want people to do that to me, and people do. If I fuck up, man, they'll let me know. I like, oh, trust me, if I'm like out there going like, I like Game of Thrones season 8, comment section are just like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot constantly. It's fun. But I'm be honest about something that I like. I'm not going to sit there and say I don't like something because it's popular to say you don't like it. You know, I'm just saying it's just.
So Anakin tells Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, the Jedi use their power for good. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine responds by saying, "Good is a point of view, Anakin." There you go.
Yeah. And you say you're not a fan of the prequels.
Man, I don't know.
You say you're not a fan of the prequels, Lewis. You immediately went to a quote.
Maybe I am.
I think you are. I think you are a fan of the prequels.
At least those were planned out.
yeah. And here I thought that in 2022, 2024, and 2026, we were gonna get a planned out sequel. That we're gonna get a planned out trilogy.
I plan out what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. How do they not plan out a multi-billion-dollar
I have no idea. I don't get it, man. I don't understand it at all. I don't know. I just wish that, like, I think my take on it is like, have your opinion, but present the information. Present the facts factual. You know, present the facts factual. You know, but it's so much of this like just haranguing for the sake of, I don't know, hearing your own voice.
I think a lot of people I think it is a point of view though. Maybe they think they're not lying.
When they openly admit that they do it for money, you know, when they openly say, I do this for cash. I don't care about my opinions. I don't care about what I tell you as long as it makes me money.
Who's that?
Who do you think? Okay, so Bittered DFD says, good is my point of view. That's good. John Turner says, I'm a youngling, so the only Star Wars I saw in theaters were the prequels. I have no choice but to love them. It's my Star Wars. That's an interesting concept, isn't it? He has no choice in his mind but to love them. Those are Star Wars.
I gotta say, I love the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like with Disney Plus, but leading up to the release of The Rise of Skywalker, I'm going to go through them again.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if they're like, oh, everything's on there except The Last Jedi. Cool. Play.
I'm going to watch The Last Jedi as well.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it again too. My girlfriend actually hasn't seen it. She hasn't seen it because
don't tell her anything. Don't give her just
I told her 2 years ago when I came home and I started ranting about it. I started talking to her about it, and then I got real mad as I was talking to her about it. Roman here says, who knows when negativity isn't trending? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what do we do about it?
I mean, I think like the best course.
Okay, so we stay here, right? I think we're pretty fair. Most of the stuff we talk in private, we express here, right?
Yeah.
We get scoops when we do scoop stuff, we try to make sure the source is right, so we don't disrespect our audience and make ourselves look like asses. And then we're I think we're pretty fair. Like when we do our reporting about Star Wars, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm on the wrong page.
But yet, you see these people grow to like 200,000 subscribers and stuff like that, and people bitch. But then when we do something else, where's the support for that? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like I said, like we were talking about this the other day too, trying to do YouTube and like,
and I'm not talking to the people in the chat, because these are your supporters and stuff. We appreciate them.
Oh yeah, no. I complain about a lot in general, but it's more like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Like 100. There's 30 of you in here right now, and that's awesome. That's great. Like I wasn't even gonna do this. I was gonna play Ghost Recon Breakpoint tonight, and then
sometimes we don't want to do this.
Sometimes no, well,
I don't.
Yeah, no, and there's days I don't want to. Like I didn't get to anything today until late, and I was trying, but the kids, it's so hard with kids.
The other day I went on live and I had a pretty good night. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go on live again, because what if it's worse? like no one shows up.
If you get like a couple people and you get some conversation going on,
Yeah.
like, you know, for me, it's like that. For me, it's like that. See, here's my biggest problem is like I hate to ask people if they want to come on. Like I do. I hate it. Like I hate asking people. I am so isolated in how I do my business that for me, it's very much the way I go about it is I just do it all myself. You know, I'm like, you know, we talk about this, you know, how much work I put into everything.
Yeah.
So I try to like do it all myself to make sure it's like, it's worthwhile. It's working. It can play out and shit. And then, you know, I always go like, oh, I should probably ask someone if they want to come on. And then I'm like, I don't want to bother them. I just don't want to bother them. I'm just not going to do it, you know? And then that ends up being, you know, I regret it because I should have done it, but I just kind of go, I can do this myself. And then I hate though when I'm doing like when I got a show going on and then like it just loses that steam.
Yeah.
Because like you're
In the
just
middle?
talking to yourself. Yeah, you're kind of talking to yourself. Even though people are there, it's kind of like it's hard to gauge off something.
Mhm.
And that's why I like the calls. I do like the calls, and I wish I've been thinking about a way to try to do this by taking calls. And I'm by doing Discord. So here's what I'm thinking about. This is what I've been kind of running through. Roman, my PSN is mundane Matt.
And then Roman numeral says he didn't see me at LACC at Long Beach, Los Angeles Comic Con.
Did you go to LACC?
No, I did not. But do I know you? Like, have I met you before?
Lewis. He knows you.
I mean, outside of here, have I met you before, sir?
Oh, he can't answer. Although I could send him the link, he probably come on in.
He said he can't answer.
Yeah, I could probably send him the link. He probably come on in. He's in the Discord. I know that much. But here's the thing, is oh damn it, I had a thought I was gonna say. I had a thought. I had a thought there.
I have an idea.
Let's see here. I think he wants to come on.
Bring him on.
All right, man. All right.
Can we do it?
We should be able to do it. We should be able to. Let's see here. I'll send him let's see. He's in the Discord. I believe he's in the Discord here. Okay. All right. Oh, where's that damn thing anyway? Okay, let me find the link.
I have to wake up early tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, I'm only gonna be on maybe like another 20 minutes. I gotta be up early too. Roman, are you on Twitter by chance? Oh, here, I'll just fucking, you know what? We'll try something there. I just posted it straight up in the Discord.
Uh-oh.
Fuck it. Let's see here.
I'm ready.
I can't do landline on this. That's the problem.
You could
So,
throw a mixed board.
you-
You have a mixed board?
No, not a mixed board. So,
Because that's the advantage that I have a big mixed board here, so I could actually put someone could call in through my phone, and then I put them in the channel.
okay. Yeah, I should do that. I should look into that. I don't have any room on my desk. I bought
I
one of those.
may get rid of this mixed board. It's too big.
Yeah, I don't need that big of a mix board. I just need something I just need like a switcher. If I could do it with OBS, it'd be fucking fantastic. But well, this doesn't work. I would love for this to eventually like allow you to like to patch and stuff.
So we send Roman numeral. We send a link, or Matt send a link over there to.
I
his
posted
Discord?
it in the Discord. Yeah, in the general chat.
So if you guys want to, like, if you want to go ahead and click on that, it's self-explanatory,
ma'am.
and we'll wait a few.
Well, I
minutes.
can't do. You can click on the link and then you can use your phone and come on in. You don't have to have like a specific.
Yeah, your
program.
phone works fine.
Like the thing with StreamYard, the reason why I'm paying for the premium on this is because you get, it's all browser based. So if I travel, I can do this wherever I'm at with the same setup, and that is just, it's really nice.
Nice.
I mean, I won't be able to have the smooth sound of my microphone here, but you bust out my Yeti and shit. But I mean, I don't know. Like, what were we talking about there? I'm trying. It's not like not a lot going on. I've been really thinking about like about getting like those like top 10 videos. I've been watching a bunch of those. I'm like, I could do that. I could do top 10. I get bored of them after a while.
Well,
You ever-
I was gonna do some. Oh, you were not. What were you gonna ask?
Oh, do you ever think about doing those top 10 videos on movies?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, those do well, especially they're like horror or something like that, something obscure.
I know we had the horror chat the other night. When it comes to like older horror, I might be
Yeah, I
more,
like that chat.
That was fun. I had a fun time with that. That was a solid 2
You know
hours.
what?
I didn't even
What I
realize.
forgot. What I forgot to do is a video on ideas for Terminator Dark Fate sequels. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, they have 2 of them already written. Well, at
Two
least
sequels.
the stories. Yeah, the stories
Yeah.
are planned. Okay.
Officially.
Oh, we got
All right.
Curtis. What's up, man?
Not much.
What's up, Curtis?
I haven't done a Discord chat in a while. I should probably jump on that again. What's it's 1 a.m. Well, it's not. It's way past 1 a.m. where you are, isn't it? Like,
Dude, it's like 4 a.m.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which
I just got back from a midweek vacation, so I'm rearranging my sleep schedule again.
Nice. Do you have what would you do on vacation?
I took a 4-hour drive and stayed for 4 days in the mountains.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't really. It was one of those cases of we all need to take a vacation before somebody does something drastic at work.
Yeah. Well, when you work in tech support, that kind of is a thing, right?
When you work and you have supervisors who have decided that they're going to stop following the rules because you're the one telling them they have to, yeah, that becomes a big issue.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just get away. And you went to the mountains, so you can't like hang out like and watch movies all day long.
Pretty much. I mean, we could because, it was Gatlinburg. I mean, it's not exactly like a retreat or anything, but it was getting away with the family where nobody is, we didn't take any of the electronic amusements with us. So
That would
That
drive
would-
me insane. That would just drive me insane.
It was interesting. We had the phones, obviously, but other than that, we left the game consoles. I left most of the computers. I took my work machine in case I needed to do something even on vacation because that does still sometimes happen. It's like when you're the only person that knows how to do something, sometimes you get called in to do it. It's like, no, I don't want to do this.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Nothing.
so well, real quick, with Roman numerals here, he said that the link isn't working. I just checked the link; it works just fine on my end.
I just used it. So it's working fine.
Yeah.
Now, I can't see how many people.
Ooh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't see how many people are in.
See?
Haha. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't see how many people are in the chat. You can, but there's
Oh.
there's a limit to like, isn't there a limit to like 6 streams?
6 people, yes.
Yeah.
So there's 3. So if it's not working for him, then it may be a user-based error.
Maybe. Ooh, I have an echo. Anyway, I just want to see if that worked. So that we can do this on the go. That's great.
Feedback and all.
Feedback and all. Yeah.
Well, that's when he uses a headset for the phone. That'll get rid of the head. That'll get rid of that.
I hear that. I didn't think that far ahead, Curtis.
I'm in tech support. It's my job to think that far ahead.
Yeah, that's why I keep you around.
I thought you kept me around because I make the great bullet sponge with the raids.
Yeah, we haven't had one of those in a while.
No,
So that's always good.
no.
But so have you you checked out anything new recently? You've been any new movies you've been checking out?
I've been doing a lot of binge watching of old stuff, realizing just how much older TV shows tied together when you weren't really expecting it.
What years?
In my case, I'm a huge science fiction nut. So you have to understand, I will go back and rewatch science fiction no matter how bad it is. Okay. But like in this particular case, something I just found out today, it was apparently Nathan Fillion and Ryan Reynolds were both on the same TV show. 2 Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place.
Oh yeah, I watched that
Something
when it came out. Then they changed it to 2 Guys and a Girl.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Uh, that sounds like something on a different streaming site, so we're not going to go there. But
Oh yeah.
no, but it now it's like, okay, now I got something else to read. But I've spent most of my time just really, because a lot of my time is spent while I'm working. So I'm sitting here reprogramming stuff for my employer, and at the same time on another screen I've got some TV show or some movie series running. And you mentioned it earlier. I am one of those people who I go and download all of the stuff I have on DVD, because I went out and bought it on DVD, but I download it because I want it on my system where I can play it anytime I want to without
Yeah,
having to
you
change
want the
CDs.
accessibility. You don't want to be stuck behind a region lock.
I've got 2 days worth of Marvel movies, and I don't. If I want to do a binge marathon with the kids, I don't want to have to sit there and get up and change Blu-ray discs. I want to hit a button and just let it play all the way through.
Plus, is it me or do Blu-rays take forever to load?
They do, but most of that is decoding and the region stuff and the network access stuff.
And I hate menus. I don't know if anyone else is like me. I just want to start the movie, like just go.
What I hate is it's not just the menus that I hate. What I hate are the unskippable portions that the studio decides that you have to watch this.
The Universal logo coming in 4 times.
The Universal logo, the FBI warning. The one that I particularly have a problem with is the coming features, the coming attraction stuff that they make unskippable. It's like, why are you? Because when you do that, my thought is when a company does that, you are guaranteeing that people are going to rip this, recode it, and upload it just to not have to watch that.
Yeah, a lot of people, man.
You know, it's because that's what it breaks down to is like you said, what I want to watch, when I want to watch it. I don't want to have to go through a menu. I don't want to have to wait 3 minutes for the freaking Blu-ray to load. And I may want to watch it on my work machine. I may want to watch it in a different room in the house, and I may not really want to go traipsing through the house to find the Blu-ray disc.
Yeah,
So
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
So everything gets loaded into Plex.
Well, and then Plex is also closing down. No, they're stopping support. They're stopping support.
Yeah, they may be stopping support, but the base software is still there. And is it Plex that's shutting down, or there was a streaming TV that shut down, but that happened because they had a copyright infringement slapped on them by some company. And it's like apparently they were unaware that it was a base program that somebody else had loaded some pirating software or something into.
I forget which one that was. I know that Plex, I think that what they're doing is they're closing down their business aspect. Or let's see, Plex closing. Let's see. Okay, Plex told users in an email recently obtained by Variety that it will shut down Plex Cloud.
Okay, so and that makes a lot of sense as far as copyright's concerned, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because that is what leaves Plex open to copyright complaints from the studios. You know, it's if you have something sitting in the cloud, then yeah, that very much leaves a complaint there. So
yeah, but I mean, I should still be able to transmit files from my PC to my TV.
Well, I would think so because your PC is just acting as a media server.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, because I look at photos of like my kids and little videos I shoot and stuff. People come over, so I like having that up there because grandparents want to see their shit.
It actually saved our vacation because it was a 4-hour drive, and the baby did not like being in the car seat for 4 hours, and pulled out the iPad and spun up Plex, and he sat there watching Super Why. And he just absolutely enthralled with it. So it's like, okay, good. So yeah, Plex announced it's shutting down its troubled Plex cloud service. So it's interesting that that it's already having problems. But yeah, apparently what it does is it's supposed to tie in your OneDrive, Dropbox, and Google into your Plex, which I can see immediately how that can be an issue,
Yeah.
because that would, again, that's going to leave them open to spurious but possibly almost legitimate complaints from the studios, from the distribution companies.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are just going to end up, I mean, I think people figure out ways
There's always a way.
to get around
mean,
stuff.
Back in Windows XP, I was doing this with not Windows Media Player, Windows Media Server that had just been introduced. I was doing the same thing back then with the stuff that was built into Windows. And frankly, if they take it out of Windows, there's always Linux.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how many people out there use Kodi? I hear that. I have never touched Kodi. I hear people keep telling me all about it. Like, it's amazing. It's great.
Kodi, I want to say Kodi was a branch of something else.
Well, doesn't it mostly use torrents? Isn't that?
Not exactly.
Okay.
It can, and that's where the problem came in. Kodi is kind of like Plex. It's a baseline thing, and then you go in and you add in what you want to do. Like, you can add in various streams. You can add in, and the real kicker is that if you know how to do it, you can add in IPTV streams from various IPTV producers, like what was that one? The AT&T one that Fios. Verizon's Fios. Obviously, who I work for. I mentioned it before, but we have an IPTV service. Well, if you happen to know the IPTV server's IP address, you can use Kodi to log into it and just get free TV.
Oh, wow.
And the problem is that it's not something that on the back end you can really you can shut it down, but like in our case, on my employer's case, we have it so that you have to have the MAC address input into the system in order to get the stream. It's not something you can do from the consumer side, from the user side. It has to be done through a restricted login. But I know for a fact my own personal service doesn't do that, because I did it before by accident. By accident. I was trying to debug a video problem. Of course, I do it for a living, so it's kind of a higher end than normal. And I ended up finding the IPTV stream and authenticated it on my computer by accident. I wasn't even trying to. It just went through. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So, and then I immediately got rid of it, and I may have swapped out Ethernet cards so that the MAC address was different. Because, yeah, the one I'm surprised at is that you haven't seen a harder push to IPv6 by the studios.
Why? What does that do? I haven't heard of that.
Okay. So you know what an IP address is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is what's called IPv4. In the case of your home, your modem has an IP address, which then distributes everything to anything plugged into that IP address, right? Anything that you have connected.
Okay.
It's called network address translation. This is basically how it works for us. If you go back and look at all of the copyright lawsuits, all they do is identify an IP address. They never bother to take the time to identify which machine on that IP address is actually downloading the data. Okay.
Okay.
Well, what this does is, if you happen to live in a crowded area and you have an open access, you have an open Wi-Fi, or you live in a crowded area and you have a popular cable provider that is doing that does your Wi-Fi, they can turn around and you can have somebody on the street connecting to your Wi-Fi and downloading a movie, and then you get the IP hit for it because it came off of your IP address.
Yeah, that was a thing for a while. That was
Oh, it still is. That they finally shut down some of the trolls, some of the copyright trolls, but that's the big thing. Well, the way the technology currently works is this is all you can do. IPv6 is different in that every device has its own unique IP address, because part of the IP address is made up of your public IP address, and part of it is made up of a unique hardware identifier for your particular machine. So let's say you have a laptop with an Ethernet card and a wireless card. The Ethernet card will have one IPv6 address. The wireless card will have another. What that means is that if they converted everybody to running on IPv6, they would be able to immediately identify who was actually downloading the data stream. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you would think that is what, you would think that the studios would be pushing that, but nobody has ever accused the studios of being technologically competent. You know, if they were, Sony wouldn't have lost all their emails to a security hack.
Yeah, but we learned a lot out of that. That was good.
We learned a lot out of that. I was sitting there laughing because you were talking about it, and I was thinking to myself, the funny thing is, the first thing I heard about Ghostbusters was when I was watching an Angry Video Game Nerd video. He's just like, I'm just not interested. It's not Ghostbusters 3. I'm not interested. And then 2 weeks later, it comes out and everybody's talking about how he's going on about it being women. I'm like, I watched the video. I don't recall it being about that.
No, well, no, yeah, there's a lot of people that attacked him for that. They really attacked James Rolfe for that, and that was just completely ridiculous. But hey, it is 1 o'clock at 1:11 here in the morning.
Go.
I'm getting ready. I'm trying.
Up.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, yeah, no, we could go all night, but I have to be up early, look after my kids. This was this was fun. I gotta get, like, I would love to do this every fucking day. I would
too.
It's I just gotta fucking get to a point where I can.
But you know what's gonna motivate us? People coming in with the hit that notification bell.
Yeah, you hit that bell. Gotta smack it.
Subscribe, hit that bell, hit Matt up on Twitter.
Smack it. I actually am trying to figure something out here. So real quick, I can do share screen on here. And I can share the Chrome tab and also share audio with that. And so I could do a Discord login from the website, and then do the call in from there potentially. It would be a lot like this kind of, but there'd be
Do it.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
I can see the biggest issue is, of course, the issues that have come up with chat in Discord before.
Mm-hmm.
Using a secret stream through Streamlabs is more secure. But, let's be honest. The reason you keep me around is because I'm the guy who thinks about things like how to keep people from raiding.
Well, that's kind of been the thing too. Like, dropping the link for this in the Discord was like, we got rid of a lot, most people who we thought might have been naughty. And then, people can come on in. But the thing is, if they could rate it, here's the thing, they could rate it, but unless like I'll show you this. Here's I just removed Lewis.
Yeah.
Right. So I can add him in at any time. And then just like, okay. Oh, can I make him? Oh, I can make you full screen.
You didn't know that?
I'm learning as I go.
The full screen thing I knew, but the other stuff, like right now, I just discovered how to, because my eyes are killing me. I just feel like I look like crap on video a little bit more than usual. But how do I add my picture in the middle, like my logo?
When you log into your account.
Okay.
Let's see here. Upload image.
There we go. Now we can tell who's who. There's some cool features here. I like it.
Let's see if that works. Ooh.
I don't know what you were doing. I can see. But
no,
yeah.
It's
nope.
But,
you still look like an eyeball.
Yeah, there's an ugly image.
Oh, there you go. You can add it in there. Something to look at. My God. We can do the 3 images right here too. That's like a MSNBC panel.
So you added your image right now.
Yes. For me, in the lower right hand or the lower left hand corner, it shows my it shows where I'm in the stream, and right next to my name there's an icon there that says edit avatar. I clicked on that, and then I just picked one of the first images that came up off my system.
Yeah. So again, learning as we go. Although
That
I
is
did
awesome, dude. Thank you.
I did notice the other day that I did some videos using the record feature on this, and the quality was terrible. Using my DSLR, because I'm using my webcam, which is why I'm going with the
There, now you guys know how I look.
yeah, that's how he wants to look. I can do it too. There we go.
That is still the all-time best avatar ever.
That looks awesome. I gotta.
Yeah, a friend of mine made it. It was just like, and then I posted it. Someone's like, make it your Abby. And I'm like, all right. But what was I saying? Yeah, anyway, like, this is still in beta. They restrict everything to 720p, 300 or 3000 kilobytes a second. So only so much you can do with it. But again, this is what, I think it works out really well, for podcasting and talking and stuff. So when Hollywood After Dark does get into more of an actual thing, I'm going to be doing a podcast. I'll be having the podcast up that will be going out to Spotify and everything, because now Anchor is now owned by Spotify, Lewis. I don't know if you know that or not.
No.
Yeah.
I'm on there.
Yeah, you're on there. And then we'll go from there. I want to get more people in. I actually, if you guys have heard of Mikey Sutton, the big leaker, the guy who's been scooping everything, I was trying to get him on tonight, but he sent me a message and he says he's hanging out watching The Flash. So no Mikey, but I'm gonna try to get him on one night.
Any truth to the rumor that he's going to be committing suicide next Tuesday?
Mikey? No, he's had a good
No,
life.
No, guys, it's a joke.
What's next Tuesday?
Just sometime in the future. Like the whole joke
Oh.
about anytime anybody in politics fucks anything up, somebody always comes up with a fake Hillary Clinton tweet saying that she's so sad that they're going to be committing suicide next Tuesday by shooting themselves in the back of the head.
Oh yeah, the Seth Rich action. Yeah.
Because he's sitting here leaking stuff that I'm pretty sure Disney doesn't like, and the rat has ways.
Well, I mean, I look at Mikey, and he, like, I don't know where he gets his stuff from. We talk pretty frequently. He sent me. This is true. Today he sent me a rap song that somebody made about him, and I'm in it. Like, they mentioned Three Block Theater in it. And I'm like, and it was all about that big, it's like the big reveal we did a couple weeks ago where we had, like, across 4 channels, we had, like, the big Spider-Man reveal and everything. And it was just like, someone did a rap song about that. And apparently they're working on a music video too. Like, he just hit me up today. He's like, hey, like, here's the song. Check it out. I'm like, okay. Like, he's like, now you're immortalized in a rap song. And I'm all like, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. It's such a weird thing to listen to, like, a rap song about Spider-Man leaks. Like, it's cool. I'm not trying to deride it. I think it's actually really cool.
Could you play it?
It's not ready yet, so I don't know what I'm able to do or not do. I would play it, but if I could,
Is it Eminem?
Yeah, he's totally Eminem. Totally, totes Eminem. It's the sequel to it's the sequel to Venom. That track, the Venom track. However, I do think that
Post Malone?
it's not Post Malone. No, but when I can post it, I'll play it. It's very interesting. It's very interesting stuff. But yeah, and then he's all excited about it, which is great. So there we go. That's where we find things. There. I do need to go to bed, but I will say this real quick. So apparently, I just looked on Reddit. Apparently, NBC is leaning towards making the Peacock streaming service free for everyone.
They'd pretty much have to, because the broadcast networks don't really have anything unique enough that they can charge for.
Well, but who owns Peacock? Who owns NBC?
Universal.
NBC Universal. So
That's nuclear stuff, man.
That's a lot. They have a lot of stuff there. But ad supported, because it has to be ad supported. It has to be commercial breaks.
You know what would get me on board if they add in all those 80s shows like the A-Team and Knight Rider and...
Please, because every time I try to upload them to YouTube, they strike it down, which means they're doing something with it. Just Get it where somebody can watch it.
Battlestar Galactica.
The original Battlestar Galactica,
Yep.
1979.
Don't they also own Sci-Fi?
Yep.
Yes.
That's a lot of. Give me the
Yeah.
news. Give me the news
Yeah.
show too.
Who does Universal? Yeah, they have Sci-Fi. They have USA. They have USA. Right? They own USA.
I think so.
USA and Sci-Fi. Yeah, they're part of the same.
Yeah, because a lot of shows that were on Sci-Fi came from USA, at least in the 90s, when that was all a big issue.
Yeah, but I mean, so think about that. You have a lot of pay TV, not a lot of pay TV. I mean, like you have a lot of TV. You've got Universal. There's a lot of content there. I mean, if they offer,
get those 80 shows upscale up to whatever for 4K. Or whatever.
Well, what are they doing? They're remastering? I think they're remastering Seinfeld for the remastering Seinfeld for 1080p or 4K. They're doing something with it because you know how we see things in the 4:3 ratio, right? Well, they still shot it 16:9. They just cropped it for TV. So
I remember hearing that.
So I think it's Seinfeld. It would make sense if it's Seinfeld. It's going back to and finding the old footage from the episodes, and they're going to be expanding it out to widescreen.
See, that would be awesome.
That I'm actually really curious to see how that.
I don't even like
works.
the show, and I don't even like Seinfeld, but that would be awesome, just because you have so many of those older shows that really need to be online to preserve them because they are a part of entertainment culture and history, and that's about as touchy-feely as I'm going to get on that subject.
Well, I mean, they've got like the Peacock's also, they've got Office. So I mean, they're pulling Office off of Netflix next year, moving it over to Peacock. Friends is going, I think, is that HBO Max? It's getting Friends. I mean, none of that matters to me. I don't plan on watching Friends, but I'll watch The Office. God, I can't even tell you how many times I watched The Office. So there's a lot of content there. Like, I mean, but going free makes a lot of sense.
Going free and ad supported.
Yeah, if it's ads, Smallville is CW.
Yeah, say that's a Warner Brothers thing.
That'll go on HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO Max is going to be a fucking powerhouse, man.
You know what would scare me
is
if Warner Brothers started doing all of their shows, all of their old school DC shows, like Lois and Clark, Smallville.
I think they are.
Yeah, putting all those up, trying to buff out the DC.
I think those are on DC Universe, actually. I think
they're moving to Max.
Yeah, I have a feeling DC Universe is going to scuttle. They're going to scuttle it, move it over to, or what they're going to do is they're going to remove all the pay TV stuff and they're just going to leave it like as a comics repository.
Yeah, but if they're going to do it right, give me some like old school Superman as well. Like,
but I mean, I will say though, reading comics on your TV through DC did a really good job with that. So, like just sitting there, like it's really nice. I like it quite a bit. But yeah, I just don't see a value in paying for DC Universe as well as HBO Max. And HBO Max being $15 is not bad.
Yeah.
It's not good.
That's where the problem's going to come in, is that we've got so many.
It's more stuff to pay for, man.
Yeah, there's so many premium services out there.
Access media.
What we're seeing right now is what we're seeing with streaming services is what cable TV would be like without bundling. You know how the whole thing about cord cutting is that we cut the cord because we were having to pay for channels we didn't watch. I mean, how many people in this channel hit 1 in chat if you ever actually watch ESPN for anything other than a major event?
Is it weird that that's actually holding me back from the bundle that they offer for Disney Plus?
Is you'd be paying for ESPN?
Yeah, like I'm not against I don't care about sports. Like if they offered like esports on ESPN, I might check that out. But and I think they do in one of the other channels. I think they offer up esports.
I will tell you this. If ESPN made permanent ESPN 8
the Ocho?
with the off the wall shit, yes, the Ocho with the off the wall shit, I would then watch that voluntarily.
Hell yeah, man!
They have stuff on there that you're just not going to see anywhere else. I'm still waiting for the National Dodgeball Association of America, or the American Dodgeball Association of America, I'm still waiting for those finals to show
Well,
up.
you know, like they actually, I think were trying to run after that movie came out. They were trying to push dodgeball again as a big thing because it caught a lot of people's attention. And then like I think people wanted it to be this kind of like high octane event. And then you go and you actually watch people playing dodgeball and it like from a wide shot and it just looks like really lame.
Have you ever watched Olympic fencing?
Yeah.
Looks the same way. Watching it is completely different than taking part in it. It's watching it just like what? So, but ESPN 8 is where the new sports are going to start showing up. Things like taser ball, things like that.
Yeah. And I think they need to do that. I think they need to dedicate a lot of time to esports. Because let's face it, I mean, look, let's be realistic here.
We need to troll China.
Oh, we need to troll them hard. Did you see that thing I tweeted today of the guys in the Winnie the Pooh costume?
Yes, at BlizzCon. I totally forgot it was BlizzCon. I used to be a World of War. I mean, I used to call it Warcrack because I played World of Warcraft so much.
Guys, real quick, I'm gonna let you guys go because I got an early morning screening to do, and I don't want to let the people down. But I'm gonna be listening. I'm gonna be listening to you guys. It's a good chat and great people in the comments again.
He's
Matt,
talking
thank
about
for having
you,
me on.
Roman. Yeah, thanks, man. We'll talk tomorrow, definitely.
All right, see you. Good night, guys.
Good night.
All right. Yeah, because a friend of mine was at BlizzCon, and he was posting pictures, and I asked him point blank. I'm like, "What do you know about the protest?" Right? And he's like, "I don't know about the protest." He's like, I kind of saw a little bit of it. So he sends me this. and this is true. This is legit. These are people inside BlizzCon rocking Winnie the Pooh costumes.
Oh, absolutely.
And what you can't see in this image is the fact that there is a Blizzard employee like right to the left of this dude right here, of the guy right here in front. And so there's 3 dudes in Winnie the Pooh costumes, and they let their opinions be known. And you got to give them credit for that they rocked it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's one thing I point out is most people are unaware. Have you ever played World of Warcraft? First off,
Nope, not once.
Most people are unaware that China has had a finger in controlling what Blizzard puts into Warcraft since, I'm going to say 2008 or 2009. China actually basically told Blizzard that they could not show something, which caused Blizzard to have to completely change the release order. Okay. They were going to put out, as you know, there's been several versions of Warcraft that have come out. They were going to put out, after Vanilla was going to come the Burning Crusade, and then after Burning Crusade was going to come the Mists of Pandaria, where we were introduced to the panda race. Then after that was going to come the Wrath of the Lich King. The problem is that China said, no, you can't show violent pandas. No, you can't show dead pandas. And so they made them completely switch everything around. And this is how long Blizzard has been sucking up to China, because China has a huge emerging gamer base, and they always have. And in China, you don't pay for a month's service. You pay by the hour. And that subscription-based service in China is completely different. And the state actually limits how much the individual can watch.
Yeah, I've heard of things like that. I've heard of situations like that.
So, well, and that doesn't count the poor guys that are stuck in prisons where they're having to farm gold, or they get their feet beat with a PVC pipe.
Good old China. Anyway, I just wanted to share all that stuff. It is late. I've been on for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, no, go. Because you know me. If you don't interrupt me and shut me off, I'll keep talking.
That's true. That is so true. But no, I appreciate everyone. There's 34 of you guys watching. It's gone up, it's gone down. It's great.
Smash the like button.
Smash it like you have the anger of 1,000 angry gods. I don't know. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I've like the kids. It's like one goes down, there's another issue with another one. It's like, oh, my
especially
God.
the age range they are.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
because you just got the older one to the point where she's just sleeping through the night, and now the younger one is doing that whole every 2 hours I need food thing.
No, no, no. She's almost 3 months. She's actually been sleeping through the night. So it's yeah. She gets it maybe like she goes down maybe like 9, 10 o'clock or something like that, and then around maybe like 4 she wakes up. But she's been doing really good. She's during the day she gets great. She's now starting to smile, which is awesome.
Aw.
And she's understanding that she's being more vocal, which is really cool to see. And then I just like I look over at her. I'm like, oh, you're so beautiful. You're such a small child. I can't believe like you're half my DNA. And then I look over at her sister, and her sister's just like, I'm gonna tear some shit up. I'm like, ah.
And there's the other half of your
And
DNA.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Madison, what are you doing? And she's like, what? I just have markers.
Yeah, they're just permanent markers, Dad. It's not like I'm
No,
gonna
we
use
have the
them.
markers that only work on the one paper,
Oh,
right? And those are good. Those are great. Those work. But it's like it leaves a residue if you work on other things,
oh yeah, of course.
you know.
I've seriously contemplating redoing the bottom 2 to 3 feet of all of my walls with dry erase surface, and just
Good
give the
idea.
kid dry erase markers.
Just let them go to town on that.
It's because, yeah, he's
parenting.
learned he can take one of his toys on wheels and get it up to speed and ram it into the baby gates and knock them down.
Yeah, my kid figured out like not so much that we have the baby gates, but she's learned that if she takes like mommy's stool, like her footstool, she can pick it up and then she can go and she can climb up it and like get the stuff. She's learned how to like move chairs and how to use it to get up to stuff. And then she had this little like chest, there's a little like metal bin, and she took it and it had toys in it. So she just dumped the toys out and then put again, just stood up on the base of the freaking, turns it upside down, turned it into a step stool, And it's like, she's like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, apparently if I take her into, she wants to like come sleep in our bed, she freaks out. It's so weird, but she just like, she doesn't like it. It's just a different environment. But she's super independent. Yeah. Roman here says she's just, a good kid, but a really, really solid, good kid. She's, I love hanging out with her. So
Absolutely. But anyway, it's 2
Yeah.
a.m. or 2:30.
yeah.
Your time.
Well, no,
1:30.
1:30 for my time.
Yeah.
Tomorrow though, we get the hour back.
Yes.
So I'm actually going to try to be in bed before 2 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to try. Although I will say this though, I have done this before where I've been at a strip club when the hour went back. Right. So it went from like 2 a.m. to 1 a.m. and I went over to the manager who I knew, and I'm all like, so it's only 1 a.m. And he's all like, no, we're closing up in an hour and a half. And I'm like, no, cause it's only 1 a.m. You guys are open till 4. What are you doing? And he's all like, nope. He's like, you got in for free. Shut up. And so
Ask me about the number of employers I've gotten in trouble for not paying for that extra hour that you're on the clock.
oh yeah.
It's amazing how many
My
employers,
boss has never paid for that extra hour. We'd be
they
there.
never, yeah, they never do. And the problem is that there's no way to, it's something that's so basic that you're like, how can you not figure it out? But you know what? They make sure to not pay you for the hour you don't work in the spring. Have you
Yeah.
ever noticed that? They make sure to not pay you for that hour because you didn't actually work it. But when it comes to the other one, yeah, no, they didn't do nothing there.
Oh yeah. Well, anything they can to nickel and dime you because, people.
Pretty much.
So, all right, everyone. Well,
anyway.
I'm gonna wrap it up. Hey, so thank you, Curtis, for coming on. Really appreciate it. Thank you to Lewis for being here, where we were talking with Mr. Access Media. Anyway, I really enjoyed this program. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we'll do more of this. So keep an eye out and have yourself a great night, everyone. And peace the hell out.
Peace out. Smash that like button.